Hello and welcome to Sega News Bits Live. Lots of Sonic stuff to talk about, so let's dive right into it. So kicking things off, I think we should definitely talk about Sonic Frontiers. It was revealed yesterday night at the Game Awards. And, we knew it was coming. There were a lot of signs. I actually posted an article up on Sega Bits. Look at all this stuff. Pointing to the fact that they were teasing it on Twitter. Say that 10 times fast. They were also signs that there was an official website that was going to go up, frontiers.sonicthehedgehog.com, and that what was the other big tease? Oh, that the Steam store had one hidden game, so a 35th Sonic game. Was yet to appear on Steam, and some people were saying, it could be Origins, but no, obviously Frontiers was the focus, and they did not, I guess they didn't disappoint. Are people disappointed? Are they happy? I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. I'll share my own thoughts, but before we do that, let's take a look at the trailer. So here is, let me see if I'm clicking the right thing. I got 3 videos here. Here is, I believe, the trailer for Sonic Frontiers. So it's kind of a continuation of the initial teaser trailer, though we get to see something chasing Sonic. And he hears something, and I'm just going to pause it for a second. When I first watched this, I thought it was Tails going like, Sonic, or something like that. But re-listening to it, I don't think it's Tails. I think it might be, and there was a rumor of a ghost girl. I don't know. Let me just rewind and we'll listen to that again. I'll turn the volume up and I won't talk. All right, let's take a listen.
Over here.
So my speculation is that could be, I don't think it sounds like Amy, but it could be maybe not a ghost, but characters who are phased between dimensions or something like that. And Sonic needs to rescue him or them. The reason why I say phased between dimensions is because when the news broke, some sites were sharing more information than others. And so let's see here. So it says here the main plot is Sonic's longtime nemesis, Dr. Eggman, discovers an ancient technology on the Starfall Islands and installs his AI program, Sage, to hack in and take over. But there is more to this technology than he realizes, and unintended consequences immediately come to bear. Sonic must race against time to discover the truth, save his friends. That's the key, save his friends. All of his friends are kidnapped, and maybe even save himself at the same time. I mean, it could be he's saving the world, and in turn he's saving his friends. I don't know, but there were these leaks of this ghost girl, and initially I was thinking the girl who had a crush on him in Sonic Unleashed, but I actually don't think that's the case. I think it is maybe an interdimensional character, or maybe a good side to this ancient technology. Maybe there's a good and evil side to the technology, and my presumption is that when you're running through these big open fields, you will be hearing something speaking to you, kind of to call in Sonic Adventure, but it's going to be this new unseen girl who's assisting Sonic, maybe playing the chip role, the call role, something like that. It is speculated in the comments that Tails is probably dead in this timeline. I mean, I don't know, or maybe Tails is dimension hopping or something. Who knows? I mean, this is all speculation on my part. So let's jump back to the trailer here and skip ahead to where we were. Now, I'm going to cut in again. My speculation is that, and this kind of lends credence to what I was saying earlier. I'm saying those words. I don't think I even know what credence means. Is that pink is the evil AI, possibly corrupted by Dr. Eggman, or it's inherently evil and Eggman's tech just brought it out, because this is technology with Eggman's AI, I presume. But notice, like, Sonic's in trouble, then all of a sudden something helps him along the way. Like, I don't think he's drawing on that digital power or whatever that is. I think that's like the good ancient technology. And we kind of see a hint of that too in the trailers when these little shapes kind of start glowing blue. So I'm going to guess that the blue technology is good, the red technology is evil, inherently evil or corrupted by Eggman, and you are assisted by this unseen force. Like, look, like, these are clearly like maybe Eggman tech with this ancient technology mixed together. And then you are assisted by these new powers. And so there goes Sonic speeding off. He gets to this cliff. Now, he stops at the cliff, and then he turns around to look at something. And I think we're going to get another trailer that's going to show Sonic seeing what either the evil force or what was helping him. I don't think, and I'll let the trailer play, I don't think Sonic is seeing this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's turning around going, oh, look at all these new worlds. He knows about these worlds. I think that trailer is showing him confronting the evil or learning about the new presence that's helping him. Graphically, these look great. I've seen people make the Breath of the Wild comparisons, but I'll be honest, it's Phantasy Star Online 2. I just don't think a lot of people have seen New Genesis and PSO2 to get that. That's most definitely the aesthetic here. Like, it's kind of like a mix of Rise of Lyric and Phantasy Star Online 2. And I dig it. I like it. I had no problems with Rise of Lyric's art design, and I love Phantasy Star Online 2's look. So to combine those and put it in a potentially good game, like, okay, Barry, you're giving this game, you're putting it in the positive bucket before it deserves it. But I don't know, like, this is a game coming out of the Nagoshi renaissance. Like, Sonic Forces was prior to Yakuza really coming in and becoming a standout series. Just about every Sega game being great. I mean, Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, for example. So I have high hopes for this. I think some people are overreacting with not Mario, returning as director, even though he has worked on Forces and Lost World. He also worked on Colors Wii, which people are acting like they don't like now, which is a fantastic game. I don't care what you think about the remaster. The original game was fantastic. And he also did, I believe, some design work on the Storybook games, which have fantastic art direction. Combine, I think, his best talents, his best work with Ian Flynn coming in as writer, from the Archie and IDW Sonic comics. I have high hopes for this. It's not being held back by hardware, it doesn't appear to be, so it's not like we're seeing something that is struggling to work on the Wii. My only maybe fear is that this game would be held back because there's a Switch version. Honestly, I think they don't need to do a Switch version. I don't think they should do one and just go all out next gen, because I don't want to have another Sonic Colors situation. People are like, avoid the Switch version at all costs. Like, I want a game that I can play, I have it right here, a game that I can play on the Switch, like, and on the Xbox. So, anyway, finishing the trailer up here, you can see in Sonic's eye, let's see his eye, let's look really close. There's like, I'm going to presume all these little robots forming this giant Colossus robot. And I get shades of, there's actually a CG scene from Sonic Generations of Sonic, the two Sonics and I think the two Tails, like, reacting like that. It's kind of funny. Let's see, we get a little peek after this. So, yeah, this giant foot comes down. It looks like it's made up of a lot of different pieces of tech. I cannot make out what this thing looks like, though. Like, what is this? Like, it's got this weird... Is this another leg? They don't look like the same shape. It's very strange. Oh, it might be like a tentacle, like coming out, like this. It leads over. I don't know. And then Sonic looks angry. So, all in all, I think it's a decent teaser. I wish we could see some gameplay, but this is like a second teaser. So hopefully in the coming months, we're going to be seeing proper gameplay. Speaking of the environments, let's take a quick look here. There's an environment trailer as well that's out there. And this is actually from the Japanese website. I believe this plays in the background. I'll stop talking for a moment and just throw up some of your comments here. Is there music? I don't know. Let's pretend there is. Ding, taka, ding, ding, ding. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm optimistic. I'm not even going to say cautiously optimistic. I feel like they are bringing in lessons learned with Phantasy Star Online 2, and even Sonic Forces, in the sense that they probably know what fans like and dislike. I really like that it's just open world. We're not going to be dealing with many menus. It's not going to feel like a very gamey game. Like, you look at Sonic Forces, and I really liked the overworld map. It reminded me of Sonic Unleashed. I liked the little, like, almost smartphone game like challenges that would randomly appear and they would give you new items. But outside of that, it was just kind of like select your stage, move along. Everything feels very self-contained within their stages. Here, though, I'm getting much more of I'm going to say it again, Phantasy Star Online 2 meets Sonic Unleashed at its best. The stages do look big, but remember, Sonic runs incredibly fast, so you're going to need some terrain that he can cover quickly. I think once you slow down, there will be fun little areas to explore, but expect some of these areas to just kind of be running fodder, you know? And that's not a bad thing. You know, I mean, look at Sonic Unleashed stages. Like, a lot of them are just giant empty stretches, but no one goes, oh man, it looks so barren, because you run through it so quickly. Some final thoughts I have on Frontiers. I, again, really like that Ian Flynn is coming in. One of my complaints about the Archie and even early IDW comics is that it felt like the games were being developed and these comics were happening without the writing team knowing anything about what was coming up next. And what I like now is that it means that Ian Flynn, working on the comic, knows full well what is about to happen at the end of December. He already knows the plot of this game. He probably is completed with the project. He stepped away for a while from the main comic to do a few mini-series, and I presume to work on this in the Encyclopedia book. But I think it's great because then it means that they could potentially next year do a event where the comic either leads into the game or there's a full-on adaptation of the game, or they could do something that the Star Wars Marvel comics do, where it shows like the lead up to the event, so in this case the game, and then you play the game, and then when you come back to the comics like in January or December, whenever, if this game were to release in November 2022, you'd come back to the comics in December or January, and it would see the fallout of this and how it impacted the characters. And I think that would be cool. I really like a future where the comics and the games work together, and maybe the games impact the comics, but maybe the comics aren't like impacting the games. It won't be like, oh, Tails twisted his ankle, he's not going to be able to walk for the next game. Regardless, overall, I'm positive about this. Oh, and I also like the Sonic Amateur Games Expo shout out here. It's got to be, I mean, that has to be intentional here, right? Like to have Sage called out with Ian Flynn writing, and it's like it's an AI program and hacks, like he hacks with this thing called Sage, and Sage has a lot of Sonic hacks, so it must be like a tip of the fedora to the fans. Last Lee, we're going to take a quick look at the Sonic movie trailer. The poster debuted, and I think it looks awesome. This is what the first movie should have been. I still have my issues with some of the designs. I don't really like the focus on humans. I'm not a big Tom and Maddie fan, unfortunately. I think it's kind of a waste of screen time when it's just the humans dealing with like moving across country. Like, I could care less. So here, though, we have Tails, we have the tornado, we have Dr. Robotnik. I have to remember, he's Robotnik, and then Eggman's in the games. Initially, I thought they added weight to him, but in watching the trailer, I don't think they did. I think this is just old man Jim Carrey face, kind of squishing up. Am I old? I don't know. But yeah, I don't think they made him fatter. I think he actually came back and he has his same body type. And then, of course, we had the Buzz Bomber here. But enough chit-chat. Let's watch the trailer. I will do my usual pause and chat. If you want to watch the trailer yourself, you probably already have. So let's get into it. Big Sonic Adventure reference here, with Sonic on top of the rooftop, seeing the cop cars drive by. Though, if you remember in Sonic Adventure, they were like driving erratically. It didn't even look realistic. But lots of Sonic Adventure and some Sonic Adventure 2 shout-outs or Easter eggs, I don't know, in this video.
Little snack, and here we go.
Sonic, I love that you want to help make a difference.
So Sonic appears to be moonlighting as a superhero.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna get hurt.
Sonic Adventure reference here with the manhole covers blowing up and like the water shooting out.
Pretending to be Batman, Blue Joe.
I mean, my presumption is Tom and Maddie will play very small roles. I think Tom is going to like Hawaii for a wedding. He might be marrying Maddie in Hawaii. And so he's probably heading out and like giving a talk to Sonic before they go. Like, I'm going to take him fishing. I'll tell him. I'll break the news. And so I'm going to presume that Tom and Maddie are going to be gone until the finale, which maybe will take place in like a tropical setting like Hawaii, which would be cool. I think that would work. But yeah, this is probably like the only Sonic and Tom scene, or one of the few that you're going to get in the movie. My guess, anyway.
This trademark pending.
You're still just a kid.
It was pointed out that Sonic is using a skateboard. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. You might not have seen this. It's a funny reference, though. Sonic is using a skateboard that he used in some stock art. Here, let me bring it up here. Screen. All right, yeah, there you go. So Sonic has a skateboard that was from some stock art from Sonic Adventure games. So there you go. Back into the trailer. Nice restarts. So yeah, he's got that little nonsense going on. There is this satellite egg that comes down. I'm going to presume this is the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie. I think there's probably a big fight, and then maybe it ends in Hawaii. The Hawaii stuff's just speculation, because I remember them doing film shoots with James Marsden and the other human characters, people like me and you. So yeah, and we've seen the film scene, them filming the scenes with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles working together in that very setting, and I think also Robotnik like flying away.
This is you.
I just got goosebumps. Wait a second, did you steal that from Oprah?
I'm going to guess that this is like a backup plan for Robotnik if he ever needs like extra gear or something. He has this like satellite egg that comes down and brings him like a new suit and everything. So my assumption is he returns to Earth, gets all of this stuff back, and then he finds his Agent Stone guy, there he is, who's working as a barista, and they team back up. He probably gets all his tech, and then he says, we're going to return because I've found this Master Emerald, this giant emerald that has the power, that pretty much is the power that Sonic and we'll see Knuckles has.
Papa's got a brand new
So I think this is him proposing that Stone help him at the Mean Bean Cafe.
Since I've been
Yeah.
gone, I've discovered the source of ultimate power.
And then you can see here now, I think this is him and Stone going back to Sonic's world. And inside, this is almost like Labyrinth Zone. You can see these big owl faces in the background there. You can see, I can't zoom, but you can see it there up in the upper right-hand corner. And there are more shots of him going through this labyrinth, I guess, to get it. So my assumption is that going back to the lore established in the, I don't know why I did the air quotes, it's absolutely lore, established in the first movie, that Sonic is one of the few who can tap into this power, this chaos power or something like that. And the Chaos Emerald is there's probably only one Chaos Emerald. They're going to call it the Chaos Emerald, kind of like what Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog did, where I think there was I think there were 4 Chaos Emeralds or 1. Like they weren't consistent, but I don't think they're going to deal with 7. I think they're going to deal with 1 emerald. It is the basically contained power that Sonic naturally has and Knuckles naturally has. And when Sonic or Knuckles utilizes this emerald, it turns them into their super form. So I think we will see Super Sonic at the end of the movie. I think that's going to be the big surprise. And I think Robotnik's going after the emerald because this is an alternative to him getting Sonic and harnessing his power. Because remember the quills, he was all super obsessed with Sonic's quills.
That sounds big. It's been on my vision board for years.
Now we see Tails emerging here. This is the same scene that was the post-credits scene in the original Sonic movie, but it's reanimated. Sonic is Sonic. Tails is slightly different here. You can check that out on social media. People have done side-by-side comparisons. He's a little less orange here and a little less chunky. He looks like a leaner version of the official Tails, whereas I think the first Tails looked a little more like the Tails we know from the games.
Wait.
But what's interesting is then Tails appears.
Who are you?
So Tails is in this biplane. I don't know if the biplane comes from their dimension or Tails acquires it, and this is how the tornado comes into play as being a part of Sonic's or of the human world. I don't even know if it's called the tornado. It might just be like a sly nod, like they use it and then it's gone, and that's your tornado moment. I'm also going to assume that this is later in the movie. This is when Sonic and Tails are going to confront this big evil power in the city, and then Knuckles joins up with them. Because shortly after this scene is their meeting.
Tails.
He says, "My name is
This
Tails."
is what we're gonna do.
And
Step 1, light.
I mean, I don't know, because look here, like Sonic's riding on the side, and when we see this of them flying, he's also, I don't know what to think, because it's like, do Sonic and Tails meet
Name's Tails.
during this big battle, and that's the first time they meet? Or did they spend some time together? It's a little confusing.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Step 1.
I'm gonna backtrack and say I think this big green storm and everything happens earlier in the movie, and this is the first big battle, and that's what starts this whole adventure. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Light taunting.
But it just wouldn't
Step
make sense
2,
to have
I
the big
no
battle and
idea.
have them meeting, because Robotnik has a big battleship
That wasn't too
though.
bad.
This is the labyrinth zone. You can see here Sonic going through it. You see the wrecking balls. You see the lava. And then you'll see Robotnik here. And there's that owl design that you see throughout Labyrinth Zone. I mean, I don't need to pull up a screenshot. You know what Labyrinth Zone looks like. It's got all those owl heads. And it's so weird because Sonic Team never intended for the owls to like really be anything. But then the Sonic movie's like, oh yeah, owl lore. Owl lore is big. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then I think about it. I'm like, Old Man Owl. Old Man Owl. So, you know, the Sonic OVA, even the Archie comics, I think, had owls. So owls aren't new to the series. I think the fact that they're like maybe this ancient race that kept the Chaos Emeralds. And my other speculation is that this long claw owl was keeping Sonic safe because he was one of the rare creatures in their world that had this power to utilize the Chaos Emerald without chaos, like energy without the Chaos Emeralds. And if they have the emerald, it makes them super powered. And so the echidnas wanted this emerald because one of their race, Knuckles, would be able to utilize it. And the echidnas and the owls were enemies, and so the owls kept Sonic safe so that they would have like a backup plan or something, or protection. I don't know if they were like, I don't think they were using Sonic. I mean, here I am like speculating deep lore in like a Paramount Sonic movie, but it's fun. I mean, at least they're laying some groundwork for something beyond Sonic, like is doing Fortnite dance moves and farting. You know, like that could be the movie we're getting. I mean, that kind of was the first movie, but at least there's this extra layer of something there, of echidnas, of owls. So
100%.
there's the wedding. So I think the wedding is her sister's wedding. I don't think... Look at that pause screen. I'm just going to cover her there. But I don't think it's Maddie and Tom's wedding. I think her sister is getting married, because this looks like a bridesmaid dress, and that's her sister. I think this is the end of the movie. Again, taking place in Hawaii for like one final battle, and maybe supersonic. We'll have like palm trees, tornado, supersonic, all that fun stuff. Everyone loves this. I've seen people point out that this might be a Fleetway reference, because I guess Sonic would dress up in a similar outfit and go incognito. This is cool. It looks like this is the outside of that labyrinth building, and maybe the power of the Chaos Emerald causes like I don't know, the Earth to move or something like that. It would make sense because the Master Emerald keeps the floating Angel Island afloat. I don't know if Angel Island's in this movie, but it could be like showing that it has the ability to change the environment. And we kind of see that earlier with that giant cyclone that was going on. What was it? That was like super early. They were like, let's show the end of the movie. So yeah, that giant cyclone. So maybe Robotnik is using the Master Emerald to like alter the world, the Earth. Who knows? It's just speculation. There is an ice planet. No, I'm not talking about Hoth. This isn't Star Wars. There is an icy area. It looks like they go to the Arctic. Sonic throws a missile at something.
Face it, you're never going
And then here's
to
the
get
big
my power.
Knuckles moment. So Sonic's got his power, runs at Knuckles, and Knuckles, he says, I have your power too.
I need your power.
See that? So there you go.
Where?
And how funny, Frontiers and the Sonic 2 trailer both have red and blue energies like battling each other. There you go. And I don't think there's a little stinger at the end here. I don't think Sonic farts or does the like, what's that? See, flossing. Yeah, I'm glad I forgot what it's called. Yeah, so overall, better than the first by far. I was hoping to see more of Knuckles, maybe more of Sonic's world, but I do like those nods to the labyrinth zone and the tornado. But yeah, just again to kind of my speculation is that the very, very end of the first movie is actually almost the start of the second movie. We will see Sonic goofing around at Tom's house. Tails arrives because he knows that in his world, Robotnik got the Master Emerald or discovered the Master Emerald and will return. Robotnik makes his sneaky secret return, tasks Stone with coming back to Sonic's world to steal the Master Emerald. They get it, they return, this giant tornado cloud appears, and that's when Tails maybe makes his appearance at that point, acquires the tornado. Sonic meets him, they have their little meeting. Maybe they lose, something happens. I don't know when Knuckles meets Robotnik, But I got to imagine at this point, Tom and Maddie are like in Hawaii for the wedding, so they're out of the picture for the movie. There's a lot of running around the world trying to stop Robotnik from doing whatever he's doing. Then Knuckles learns that Robotnik was not getting the emerald for him, but for himself, for Knuckles, but for himself. And then they team up, and then that's the big finale, and then it takes place in Hawaii. I mean, that's my speculation. And then I think we're going to see Supersonic at the end, and then I think post-credits we're going to see Robotnik building a robotic Sonic, and that'll be the setup for Metal Sonic. And then I think Sonic the Movie 3, we'll see Metal Sonic and possibly Amy, and then that'll be like the closure of this little Sonic cinematic universe. This was longer than I thought it would be, but there's so much to talk about. I'm looking forward to 2022. We've got Sonic Origins, we've got the Sonic Netflix show, we've got the Sonic movie sequel, and we have Sonic Frontiers. So we're going to have 2D games, 3D games, live-action movies, and 2D animation. And we're probably going to have 3 Sonic voice actors at once if Roger Craig Smith does not appear in the Netflix series. So that's going to be a first, I think. I mean, we'll see. But, so thank you for watching. You can support us on Patreon. We've got a ton of new tiers. There's also some exclusive content there, yada, yada, yada. Have a great weekend, and thank you for watching. Bye.